I'm going to be the Dungeon Master for this little lighthearted one-shot. In this game, it's kind of a sequel to what happened in our Dragon Heist and Mad Mage games. We'll see a number of characters make cameo appearances, and this is going to be, for the most part, it's going to be a little more lighthearted, less danger than usual. But essentially, what's going to happen? My players are going to take the roles of the adopted children of my character in Mad Mage, and they get to do a little babysitting adventure. Because damn if that isn't an adventure. Very difficult one. I have most of the characters semi-pre-made. All that's left is to select who wants to take the role of who, and what kind of subclass you want to take on. So I suppose we do have 3 returning players, which would be Rendis, Rez, and Max.
Hello.
And then we have another player who's going to be joining us here, who is Warren.
Heyo.
All right, fantastic. So first things first, we have to decide who's playing who. I know we have a couple people interested in Bushwick, so we'll have to figure out who's going to take that role there. Rin, you already claimed Tiny Bush Tim.
Wow.
Who is a barbarian bush.
He's not just a barbarian, he is a Path of the Wild Soul barbarian.
Oh boy.
Yep, this is gonna be fun.
Oh yeah, it is.
We also have Bushwick, who 2 folks are interested in. Shane, I know you wanted to play him. So Shane and Warren, do you all have any? I'm sorry?
I'm not overly fussy. I can switch to someone else if need be.
If you want. Warren, how do you feel?
That's okay. If you want it, and if you got it first, that's no problem. I mean, still, Bush was sense. I mean, sure. I guess I'll be.
I can't really hear any of you. What did you two say?
Oh, I could be Bushwick. Sure.
Okay. So that's gonna leave our 3 kobolds, Ayu, Nona, and Terry. Terry, who is a druid. Ayu, who is technically a fighter. I was debating on making them a bard. Can switch things up if need be. There's also Nona, who I have currently set to as a rogue.
What was Terry and Ayu?
Terry's currently a druid. Ayu is currently a fighter.
I'll do Ayu.
Okay.
I believe I'll go for Nona in that case.
Alright. Then, unless someone else wants to double play, I will take the role of Terry.
Oh
yeah, and if you all need like any like weapons or stuff, feel free to add them. I think what I had planned to do, like since I'll be playing Terry, I'm gonna give him like a staff, but it's gonna be a giant broomstick.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Nona probably just has a shard of glass they found.
Tim just lights himself on fire.
That's how he gets angry.
and Bushwick uses a whisk for a wand.
That
Yeah, that's what that is.
bottle's a spoon.
It can be a spoon too.
Spisk. Spoon what? Not sure how that would work. But...
Yeah. But yeah, so feel free to update the character sheets however you see fit. In the meantime, I would like to read the official ending that Rendis and Rez came up with for the conclusion of the Mad Mage, which ended in a party wipe, thanks to probably me.
Big ouch.
Could I, before you get started, could I have IU sheet?
Yeah, I'm gonna need Bush
Right.
sheet 2.
Thank you, thank you.
And Max, you got no.
Yep.
So squishy.
You're a wizard,
You're a wizard.
but you do need to update your armor class because you have an.
I have natural armor, and what's my natural armor?
+2.
Oh, so that's 14. Hey! It's pretty good for a wizard.
Somebody's messing with Tim's sheet.
That's me.
Is that everyone has natural armor?
Can you close that? It's keeping me from adding stuff. No, just the bushes.
Okay.
You are all also proficient in performance,
Sweet.
just because you grew up around a bard, and yep, and you need to know how to keep a child amused.
Great.
It's not happening. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but it's not happening.
You're gonna be an entertainer child?
That is our whole mission.
That is our purpose.
It is a very difficult task, and the people who take up that quest are real life heroes.
See. The bush firebolt is slightly concerning. Just golden flames. Yeah.
I mean, this is a dragon baby, or a half dragon baby, so.
So that's okay.
But yes, I would like to read the conclusion of that.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
So, the official conclusion to Mad Mage. It had been some years since the disaster of the Mad Mage's contest, but she had made peace with it all, save for the lingering sense of dismay now and then. The teleportation misfire had actually saved her life, and returned her to Waterdeep away from her wife and companions. Fearing the worst, Nimue organized a rescue, using her pool as a masked lord to ensure it was a success, retrieving Kelsey and Calendria's body and negotiating personally with the ill priestess to reclaim Rose and Dreda from captivity. From there, it was a matter of having resurrections cast and diseases purged, but it sparked an end to the Spirit Tap Adventuring Company, as Nimue disbanded the team in quiet disgrace for her inability to lead, which I disagree with. This was not a bad choice. The Lady of Trollskull Manor was far better tavern owner than adventurer, and always seemed to keep the Xanathars away from collecting any form of protection fee, allowing her to reap all the profits the business made. As for her companions, she ensured they were taken care of, and always had a place to stay at the Spirit Tap. She kept none of them in her employ, releasing the lot of them from their binding contracts. For Kelsey, Nimue pulled strings to allow the gnome entry into Candlekeep's libraries for her to further her knowledge. For Dreda, Nimue offered the Dweregar the chance to take up the franchise for a Spirit Tap location in Neverwinter. But for Rose, Nimue's stalwart and dedicated bodyguard, Nimue bought a home for in Trollskull Alley for Rose and her adopted children. While she never admitted to it, Nimue did this so in part to remain in her beloved niece Daisy's life. Now I need a drink of water.
Too much reading.
Yeah, already I'm nervous that my throat's drying up.
Doing great.
Nimue, of course, kept Calendria close so the two could continue their business together in peace and quiet. Nimue even ending her flirtatious ways upon the return to Waterdeep to better dedicate herself to Callie, with the only exceptions being tasteful pin-ups of Sunni pamphlets of worship and suspiciously familiar masked lord appearing in the yearly calendars. Perhaps fame and glory of the adventurers escaped the team, but they were all free to live their lives in comfort and peace, raise their families, and tell truly epic tales of outsmarting a beholder, challenging the Mad Mage, matching wits with a drow swashbuckler, and surviving the Purple Worm, and of course reclaiming the lost dragons of Lord Neverember. Those were certainly stories worth remembering, and few could claim to have done better or more. The end. A Tale of the Dragon Heist and Mad Mage's Contest by Nimue Willowsoul and Kelsey Tweedledee Nixiewig Twigglesticks of Dimple. And that
You cut
is
out.
the
There you go.
and that is the official ending to our campaign for Dragon Heist and Mad Mage.
Woo.
Yay! Good job, whoever wrote that.
Yeah, good job.
Good job, whoever wrote that.
So this
Never know.
this campaign takes place not quite at the publication of that, but several months after the rescue. Let's see. So, several months after this rescue, Nimue brought back her loved ones. And you all know the story. A cautionary tale. Your adopted mother, Rose, came back scarred. She returned Azure Edge, her companion, for the 2 years that she wielded the sentient axe to the Black Staff, and retired as an adventurer herself. She refuses to stray too far from her friends, keeping in touch with those who are outside the city, and still remaining a cook to the Spirit Tap. Calls for the resurrection magic, however, had meant that restoration of the fighter's lost eye was on hold, and Kelsey did say she would learn the regeneration spell herself. Guilt and terror still, however, overwhelmed the normally seasoned warrior when she first returned to the surface, and it was only upon seeing Daisy and the rest of you that kept her from falling too deep into a pit of madness. And so she retired. Rose took up the mantle of motherhood with a full investment at this point, and with a wonderful family. Io, Nona, and Terry, three of you were once slaves to the Xanathar's underlings, and it was Nimue and her party who freed you. Tim, you were given sentience through the curiosity and ambition of Rose herself. And while you have many awakened friends in Paula's care, you're pleased to be part of this family. Bushwick, your mothers found you in the depths of Underground and brought you to the glorious sunlit surface, where you keep family with Rose now. The littlest of your family is Daisy, the only child to be conceived naturally through Rose, and she is the precious cinnamon bun of your family that brings you all to joy. So, yeah, life has never been better, and while Rose continues to work for Nimue at the Spirit Tap regardless of any contract, she remains head matron of the orphanage, using funds to care for children in the city, as well as employ other matrons, which she's mostly not there to manage it herself. She transformed a former bandit group within the entrance to Undermountain into a banking company, and extended respite for adventurers. This results in residual income as well. But her latest venture is an insisting follow with the moving company of Awakened Plants. Both JB Nevercroft and Zelifarn took an interest in the potential of sponsoring this, and into becoming a shipping business that connects Waterdeep with other major cities around the Sword Coast. Awakened Plants are eager to prove themselves the greatest shipping company, and Fala is proud and also very tired. But that brings us to today. Today, since Rose is going to be assisting in this endeavor, she'll be out of the house for most of the day, and you all have been entrusted to watch over little Daisy while business is handled. So, we're going to start the scene with a massive,
Battle.
deep, ruddy brown dragon rearing its head and unleashing a torrent of flame. I need everyone to make a dexterity.
Oh, great. Ooh, dexterity saving throws. I know I'm great at those.
14.
Oh no. That's a solid 5.
Yep.
I am a bush, after all.
All right. So a couple of you dive out of the way as flames torrent through the ruined streets of the area. A couple of you take some damage, but you're still managing to hold strong in the face of this terrifying beast. And as it beats its wings and takes to the air, you hear its terrible cry echo through the ruins. I'm a terrible dragon! And the scene changes as you all are running and from little Daisy, who's fluttering about and chasing you all around, giggling playfully. And she is going to go after Bushwick, who rolled the lowest save.
Haha!
Yep. So Davy dives for you, and this little half dragon toddler flies up and goes "Rah!" and just kind of like face plants into your bushy body.
Oh,
I got you.
yeah, I did. Yeah, I did indeed.
And then you hear the sound of Rose calling, "Kids!"
Quick, we gotta go. Now he runs.
Oh no, does she sound mad? Or is that her normal voice? I can never remember.
No,
it's after are you?
The blonde one's the mad one.
I guess we got
Oh,
to go.
right.
Yep. So you all make your way to the foyer where Rose is. She's got a pack and some notes, and she's her head is tilted because she just has one eye with an eye patch over her left eye. She seems to be having trouble reading, but she's like, "You all are okay with this, right? Watching Daisy."
It'll be alright. Don't worry about it. Scottish.
Scottish bush.
I'm a Scottish.
He's been practicing accents.
Ooh.
Right. Well,
Right.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
all right. Thank you all. And Daisy flies straight at Rose, and they do their little Eskimo kiss, and you see Rose's hair just like poof up into an afro from all the static electricity that this little bronze half dragon produces. All right. I trust you all. I know you can handle it. I'll be back later tonight.
Okay.
And just a point of reference, you all can speak a language known as Bois, but nobody else can.
Blah.
Wow. Gonna put that in my proficiencies.
So she kneels down too and pulls everyone into a group hug, and then stands again. You see she's got a smaller sword at her hip. Isn't wearing the armor that she had been several months ago. There's a number of scars across her, but the most obvious one is her missing eye with the eye patch there. Her hair has gotten a bit longer, bound back, and then after she releases the embrace, she stands, smiles, and says, "I'll see you all later for dinner." And she turns to leave.
Bye.
Okay.
"I want to play something."
Okay, what do you want to play?
She purses her lips and thinks for a moment. I wanna see what's in her office.
And Bushwick will go and make sure the front door is locked, being the responsible one.
I should probably do that.
Or Tim, not Bushwick.
Aha.
Excuse me. Tim will go and lock the door, being just a big amorphous bush blob. He just rolls over, reaches out a branch, and locks it. Wow.
Wah.
Yeah, I've always been excited to see what's in her office. I bet she has tons of valuable things in.
We can
Whose
add it to.
office?
We can add it to my hoard.
Yeah, treasure for the dragon.
Treasure for the dragon. And she's immediately like running off, and she's doing that thing where like she's thumping through the house, like completely flat-footed. But she runs down the hall and gets to the office door and starts reaching up, but can't quite reach like seemingly forgetting that she has.
Nona is like right behind her.
Tim will nod to the others and start shambling.
Yep, I'll run after.
So Terry stops and says, "Wait, did we trap the other side of that door this morning?"
I don't think so.
Hearing that, Tim's going to quickly brush Daisy aside and open the door himself.
Roll me a 1d2.
I have danger sense.
I'm in danger.
I'm in danger. Fun.
So when you open the door, a little spring goes off and it just launches like a half-eaten cake. Make me a dex with advantage with danger sense.
Yes, I have advantage with danger sense. Wow. 15. Thank God for danger sense.
So you're already expecting a trap, and you like quickly like shift out of the way. A couple, branches and leaves trail behind, but this half-eaten cake splatters on Terry. And says, "No, I think we trapped it."
Yeah, I think we did.
Terry
you
kind of
shall-
like reaches up and starts wiping his face clean, but
Hey, you're wasting perfectly good cake right there.
I was gonna eat it off my hands. And Terry starts splitting cake crumbs.
Tim shuffles inside the office.
Yep. So inside the office, you see there's a small desk, and there's some papers. Some papers on the desk that just look like they were left there. There's also a bookshelf that has a few books on it, but a lot of other it's mostly like knickknacks and treasures and stuff. And there's also a golden statue sitting on the top shelf. Against the far wall is a large sword with a shield just hanging on it, and on the shield is an emblazoned rose.
Wow.
Look at that. That would be
is
a
there
great addition to the hall.
Is there a window?
There's no window in here.
There's a disappointed Bois.
Well, actually, yeah, roll me 1d2. I want to see. Because I was going to make a map for this, and I decided we don't really need it.
2.
Yes, there's a window.
Tim will shuffle over to the window, keeping a watchful eye on everybody, but he's going to open the curtains and just photosynthesize. Wow.
And as you do, light kind of like floods into the room. You do see that this window doesn't really open. But it illuminates, the desk and the letters, as well as a number of knickknacks on the shelf.
That golden statue at the top of the shelf, that isn't the Jarlaxle statue, is it?
Make a perception check.
A little old artwork.
Oh god, I remember that. Yes, it is the Jarlaxle statue.
Awesome.
I also
Daisy.
kind of waddle.
It's Grandpa! And she starts to climb the shelf,
Oh,
and it starts to wobble.
oh god.
Oh no!
Wait. Wait a minute. Just let's see what happens.
I'll help! Nona starts climbing the bookshelf
Oh.
as well.
Make a
Oh no!
make an acrobatics check. Okay, so you make your way to the top of the bookshelf and reach the Jarlaxle statue, and you see Daisy kind of, she's like holding on to the ledges and like fluttering and just kind of like trying to keep balance, but you make it to the top as she's still trying to make her way up.
Okay, ready? I'll pass it down.
And so let's see, I guess go ahead and give me, oh, what would this be on a wobbling? Yeah, this would be another acrobatics check just to remain balanced as you hand it down.
I'll say a dex save. Also,
Oh, the dex save
applies.
comes next.
The
Yep.
deck save is nice.
So yep, so you hand it down, and Daisy kind of like wraps her arms around it. It's still kind of big for her, and she goes, "I got you, Grandpa!" And then she starts to tumble from the weight.
Yeah, now climb down. You can do it.
Nice.
So she starts to like flutter, but kind of like falling like one way and the other, and doesn't seem to have a good grip on her flight. But she's kind of moving down haphazardly. So whoever wants to catch her, go ahead and make a dexterity save.
Like fast enough for it to be a problem?
I could give it a
I-
try.
I could just better feather fall.
And you feather fall her.
That also works.
Yeah.
And so she just starts to drift down, and she's like, "Wow, it got so much easier flying."
But I'm still gonna like run. Like I think I have to catch her, and I just crash right into the bookshelf.
Oh, the books.
Okay, now make a dexterity save for Ayu. Yep. So book falls, and you're able to catch it before it tumbles on top of her.
I got it.
And this book is actually has another rose emblazoned on it with a dragon encircling it, and you know that to be the house, their little insignia.
Can I take a look at the book?
Absolutely.
All right. I want to just. Would that be to like investigation, history? What would I be doing here? Just
It's not hard to open it. It's not trapped or anything. But yeah, go ahead and give me an investigation.
All right. 23. Jesus.
All right. So, opening the book, you find a number of pictures. These look like it looks like little artwork that has been done 4 rows, just to commemorate events. And there's little notes, and it's basically little like commemoration events. Essentially, there's meeting all of you. There's meeting her father, and a couple of her adventures with Nimue. There's also, you find tucked into one of them, behind one of the pages, is use in case of emergency. You find a spell.
Ooh.
And I'll say with your investigation, that scroll is heal.
Just so
It is the heal spell.
Ooh.
It is like an emergency, like if someone gets really hurt.
Okay.
She apparently learned from Kelsey, keeping
Oh,
emergency spell scrolls in her book.
Heal.
Keeping emergency scrolls.
You also
Heal.
see at some point in these like notes that she's kept, her handwriting like abruptly gets much worse. Still legible, but it starts to like arc off to like various angles.
I see. Well.
I have Grandpa! Grandpa's really pretty.
Wow.
Indeed.
I thought that was a statue the whole time.
It's a statue, Grandpa! She starts chewing on it.
Oh,
I don't think you should eat your grandpa.
Okay. She like tries to run with it, but it's like a bit too big for her to carry steadily.
I walk over and carry the statue, Grandpa.
We take it over to here. And she runs back to Rose's room and goes to a spot on the floor that's halfway underneath the bed, and there's some loose floorboards and like a little notch like off to the side. And she knows where this is because she's been basically keeping a little tiny hoard in her new home, and as the floorboards are lifted, it's like a tiny little hatch. There's just a pile of mostly copper with a few silver, and she just hops right in.
oh.
Bushwick stares at the horde with awe.
More like with blah.
Tim, excuse me. I keep getting the two mixed up. Tim stares at it with awe.
Bush.
In the meantime, Nona would start climbing down off the bookshelf where everyone left her, sweeping shelf to shelf to see if there's any other valuables.
I'm
Tribute for the dragon.
Bushwick has been staying there, just in the bookshelf for any more goodies.
Go ahead and make another investigation check for.
Oh, alrighty. Finally, a character with high intelligence that I play. Big brain time. 13. Ooh. It's not great. 13.
So there's a number of knickknacks and baubles on the shelf. In fact, that's mostly what covers it, along with a few books. But you find a very lovely shell with etchings in it,
Mhm.
and did Nona make her investigation?
No, not yet.
Yep. You find a dagger sheathed on one of the shells, and it's
Ooh.
kind of tucked back, like it's high up and tucked back, like kept out of reach. But it's very nice make, and it's got kind of a like an obsidian.
Yeah, I'm totally taking that.
Okay.
And I might actually try and conceal that on my personage rather than
Make a sleight of
giving
hand check.
that to the dragon. Crap.
Bushwick, you totally
Yeah.
see that.
You mean Tiny Bush Tim?
Or
You-
no, Bushwick.
Oh, what?
Bushwick's the little one. Tiny Bush Tim's the big.
Yes. What do I see?
You see Nona pocket a small knife.
Hmm.
Did you find anything? I found nothing.
Put it back.
What do you mean? I found nothing. I just told you I found nothing.
Are you sure you're not lying to me?
Yes.
Hmm. Then what's that? And I point. Do I even have? I point my twig towards the area where they pocketed the dagger. I'm like, then what you sneak out? What you sneak out of the book? What you
Tim.
do that for?
Tim looms up behind them and helps emphasize with a threatening "wah." Shit. Wah.
Is that all you say? I think you need to learn a bit more.
Wah.
Ah, yeah. You're never the brightest one, but I'll be paid.
He's never been very good at the communication things.
Oh, he rolled a natural one. I just noticed that now.
But with the 13, by the way, you do notice that one of the there's two letters on the desk. Actually, one is addressed, or they're both addressed to Rose.
Oh, are they
and-
opened or?
They are both opened. Yes.
Oh, I'm gonna take a sneaky little.
Yep. So, taking a look at that, there's there is one is from Dreda, which essentially says you have to stop blaming yourself. It all worked out fine. We escaped. We lived. That's all that matters. And that's essentially the gist of it. Within a bit more that asks how how all the kids are doing.
Interesting.
The other one is from Kelsey, which is several pages long.
Oh, jeez.
and it is just a stack of paper, and it goes on and on about learning stuff and finding stuff with little smitterings of like don't worry, we're fine, sort of deal. But it's just kind of like little communications that are kept between them. And you also see the start of a letter, which is very poor handwriting again, and you know it to be Rose's.
Quick question about
Yes.
that shell that I picked. Could I do a quick? It was like intricately designed, like it had carvings in it or something.
Mm-hmm.
Can I do like a quick Arcana check to see if it has any sort of?
Yep, absolutely.
Because why not? It's my job. Alrighty, let's. Ooh, 24. Man,
Very nice.
These good rolls.
So carved into it is Draconic, and it basically says,
I'm looking forward to this.
It's basically along the lines of, if you ever need me, or aren't busy, or just want to catch some waves, and you do pick up that there is magic inscribed on it.
So what was that last part? I kind of missed it.
Or ever just want to catch some waves.
Oh, okay.
So
I couldn't figure out how it'd be activated, or
that would take an identify.
do I really want to burn and identify on something that may or may not be?
Identify can be ritually classed.
Oh, you know what? I want to do that. I'm gonna rich cast identify because why not?
Okay. So while you're casting that, we'll get to that.
Tim's gonna catch up with Daisy.
Yeah, Nona will as well after putting down the dagger.
I was just standing next to her little lair. She's going, "Are you okay?"
I'm trying to swim in it, and she's trying to swim in the coins. But she climbs out, and it's a little bit not like super dusty under the because it's like half under the bed. But she comes up and kind of like wrinkles her nose. And then there's like a tiny bolt of electricity that sparks off and clips a corner of one of the curtains and it lights on fire. I did it again!
Oh my god, they're gonna grow up into a upper dragon of.
It is starting to spread.
Oh
no!
That's
What is spreading?
Fire!
There's like it's a tiny little flame. These all the curtains in here are fire resistant, but so it spreads slowly, but because this kind of thing tends to happen.
Wow! Tim immediately leaps on it.
it's just wow.
Make me an athletics check.
Come on, Tim, you can.
What are these dice tonight?
Oh,
So you leap on it and smother it, and it goes out, and there's like a little trickle of fire. You stand up, and you're like, "Wah!" And there's like a tiny flame on one of your branches.
This is fine.
Yeah, you take.
Saving that for later.
Yeah, it is just currently burning right now. But the curtain's out.
Wow. I triumphantly produce the flame.
And Daisy goes,
Whoa.
"Whoa!" and she reaches for the fire.
Why? And I pull it back.
I want to hold it, and she reaches again.
I just shake my bushy head no.
But I wanna.
Fire hurts.
Fire bad.
She make a persuasion check with advantage because 2 of you are saying this. Okay, so she kind of like pouts her lips and then like plops down and crosses her arms, and this goes on for about 30 seconds before she loses interest. You're like, okay, and then she stands up again and starts thumping away, and then stops, and then turns around, and then kind of like rolls the Jarlaxle statue deeper into the little hidden compartment, and then closes the little top door. But she turns around then and starts running out to look for other things to do.
Oh, I'm gonna follow her.
Keep behind her.
So as she runs, she stops by there's like one of those like corner doors, and it just kind of like leads down into the cellar area. And this house is literally right next to the spirit tap. And thanks to the ingenuity of the kobolds, it has been extended to have a tunnel that connects to it. You also know that there's a little mushroom garden down there from samples that Rose brought back from the Under Mountain. And those are, a lot of it's like used in some Underdark cooking, Underdark meals for certain patrons who have escaped the Underdark or the Undermountain. But Daisy stops, and then she runs over to the hatch and starts to pull on it. I want to go down here.
I forget what's down there.
Wow.
Terry says, Didn't we do something down there?
Did we trap it?
I don't remember. Roll a 1d2. You know what? I don't think we did. I will remember that.
Tim just shakes his bushy body in annoyance because they don't remember. Is what Rin should have done.
Yep.
Oh, Tim.
And Tim will go and open the door, as he is the one who opens the traps.
Yep. So you open the door, and it is not trapped, fortunately. Nothing happens. Yay! And then Daisy immediately makes for the stairs and starts to tumble.
Oh no!
So anyone who's close enough can make a dexterity save.
Oof.
I'll certainly try that.
Am I still ritual
Shit.
casting? Identify on that shit.
Yes, you are.
Dice.
You have danger sense.
I do have danger sense, but what are these first rolls?
I don't know.
Bad.
They're very bad.
Bad is what they are.
So,
magic users.
Yep. So Nona, you dive to catch Daisy. Yes, she tumbles down, and you would have caught her too, but Tiny Bush Tim catches her before you do, and you just kind of slide down. It's not a long fall, not damaging at all, and the ground is soft too, because it's like a soft.
Earthen.
Earthen, yeah. but you kind of get some dirt on your face. But and it's
Okay, it's most definitely not trapped.
I'm glad.
So Bushwick, you finish identifying the shell.
Mm-hmm.
It is it is a conch of communication. Basically, it's basically like a sending stone.
Okay.
But you get the sense that Zelifarn, the patriarch of the family, has the other end. And you know the bronze dragon makes his lair in the bay of Waterdeep. So he's home. He's here some of the time, and when he's not, he's at his lair.
Mm-hmm.
But
That's
you get the sense that this is to communicate with the bronze dragon, Zelifarn.
Mm-hmm. Just realized how useless it might be, considering we don't even speak a proper language. At least, I don't know. Well, it's
That you
handy.
don't know how what?
Well, considering you said that we speak basically our own little language to
You
each other.
speak. Well, you speak. You speak. Um, you speak the most languages because you're the most intelligent bush here.
Right.
And most intelligent kid here. You do speak Draconic.
And Elvish and under.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So you do speak those.
All right.
You are a smart awakened plant. You have magical intelligence.
Big brain. Big bush brain.
Kelsey took care of him for the first few months of his life.
She
That's
did.
smart.
Oh, that's true. So yeah, you learned a lot from Kelsey, the gnomish knowledge cleric,
Shrub smarts.
and so but yeah, it's basically used to for Rose to communicate when
Okay.
Zelifarn's not there.
Okie dokie. And I guess I somehow and try to find out where everyone else went.
Which isn't hard. They're making plenty of noise.
I just
And Daisy's currently like on her belly, kind of like in fly mode, but not flying, and just being held aloft by one of Tim's branches.
okay. Well, what do we do now?
I want to go down to the mushroom garden. And then Terry's like, "Oh yeah, that's what we had down there."
Well,
Let's go to the mushroom garden.
Oh,
Mushrooms. And so, as everybody kind of makes their way down here, it is very dark.
interesting.
And as you move into the area, it's a little bit damp. But as you make your way through, you can see that there are a couple like mushrooms laid out, and they're like laid out in kind of like these like troughs. It is very much a garden area.
Mm-hmm.
And most of these mushrooms are completely edible. A lot of them are kind of tasteless until cooked properly. But
Would any of them be used for like alchemic purposes? To my knowledge, I'm proficient.
Make an Arcana check
Cool.
with advantage because you have alchemy.
Yeah. Oh.
7.
Not mushroom alchemy, apparently.
Yeah, you stop and you think about this, and you're like, why have I never tried to find out the properties of these mushrooms?
I guess I'm not too much of a fun guy.
Boo! Boo!
Terry falls over and starts laughing hysterically. That's so funny.
Charisma of 10.
Oh,
Just about average.
yeah, but it was mostly the trio of kobolds that took an interest in growing these mushrooms, as it reminded them a lot of home.
Ah.
But Daisy goes down and she like climbs onto the ledge and starts looking through the mushrooms.
Are those okay to eat?
She hears that and then leans forward and bites one.
They should be fine. Worry about it.
It tastes like stale.
Well,
I bring the
they have-
still burning twig up to one of the mushrooms to cook it.
you're cooking something with your own arm.
Give me a cook's utensil check. I think Bushwick is proficient.
Why is that even on my sheet? Okay, here we go. 24.
You cook a single mushroom, and it is hella delicious.
Oh wait, you could reenact Ratatouille. Get a bit of mushroom strip. Shit.
He's too big.
It's so
to
good.
fit on someone's head.
Guys, it's hella delicious.
So Daisy sits down and like starts munching on one of the sides of the mushroom, and she does that thing where she like leans over and like she like breaks off a piece and like tries to feed the nearest person to her, and she just does this for everyone.
I'll eat it.
She
Tim
wants to share.
absorbs it with his roots.
Yeah. So
Can I
for this,
dig around in the mushroom patch and see if I can find any particularly interesting mushrooms? Like,
yeah, make an investigation check. And everybody now has, I'll say, 5 temporary hit
awesome.
from delicious.
Sweet deal.
11.
It mostly seems like standard mushrooms. You think that the kobolds might know a bit more about the particular kind.
I see. Kind of thing to do himself for vengeance. Well, might as well not just take if you need just pockets. Like just I wouldn't say handful, but just like a group of mushrooms.
Okay.
Hey, no stealing. Put it back. Put it back. No
I'm not
stealing.
stealing, I'm borrowing with an intent to give it back.
Oh,
Are
yeah,
you?
see? That's exactly what I was doing.
I'm using these for scientific research, so you probably won't want to.
I don't know what that means.
Oh shoot! What does that mean?
Wow.
Is science delicious?
Well, in some ways it's quite nutritional, but I guess you could say it's delicious for your brain.
Terry narrows his eyes. But is it delicious?
Oh my god. I I could make. Good question. That's a question I'll ponder on. So, what should we do now that we've ate these mushrooms?
I don't know, but it was good.
True.
Did you say this was also a tunnel that goes to the spirit tap, or is this just a different cave?
Yes, it is. It's a this is just kind of like along the back of the cellar where these like troughs where the mushrooms are, and there is a door that connects to the cellar of the spirit.
Huh. Is the spirit tap open today?
Yes, it is. Make me a what's a memory check? Like wisdom?
history.
Wisdom, usually.
Yeah. Yeah, make a straight wisdom.
This is gonna be great.
It's gonna be fantastic. Oh.
It's open. You don't know what today is for it being open because occasionally there's themes going on.
Ooh.
I
It
got my
better
money
not
on
be
Assless
Arseless
Chap
Chaps
Day.
Friday.
On what?
Assless Chap Friday.
Oh yeah.
It could be.
It could certainly be that.
We could go and see Nimue. She's really nice. Sometimes.
I love Nimue.
She does all the time.
And like as soon as she hears Nimue, Daisy's already off and running towards the door with that thump 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 of her feet.
Sure, why not?
And then she reaches up and forgets she has wings again and can't reach the doorknob.
Nona will help her get the doorknob.
Yay, I can reach it! You pick her up. And she grabs it and opens it.
Shit, we forgot to check for traps.
Roll me a 1d2.
Oh. I mean,
It's not trapped.
Nice.
unless you want to use your bush strength to knock down the door, but we're good.
Yep. So the door opens and you see it does lead out into an expanded cellar, and there's just like barrels and supplies just lining the walls in here. This is the storage space for the spirit tap. Off to one side, there is a ladder that leads up into the main area. And Daisy immediately starts making her way towards the ladder.
Oh, don't. Would it be a really good idea if we went? Nah,
Auntie, 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 and she just repeats this over and over again at the base of this.
All right. I guess I'll go over to the ladder, climb it, and open the hatch. It's a hatch, right?
Yep, it's a hatch.
All right. I'll try to open it.
Yep. So you open the hatch. Go ahead and give me a perception.
Oh boy. Perception. 16.
It is Assless Chaps Friday.
Fantastic.
Several leaves go over Daisy's eyes.
Oh no!
Oh yes.
I start. I get out my my little book. Actually, I have some paper. Hard writing this stuff down, like
For science.
for science. The science rules. Just what are these assless chaps? I had never read about those.
So I believe Ashless Chats Friday was the first event Bushwick experienced when he met his new family.
Oh, of course it was.
If I'm remembering correctly.
That
Of
sounds
course.
Yeah, it does
Yes.
sound accurate.
God damn it.
But Daisy's already trying to climb the ladder, even with her eyes shielded.
Hmm. Should we like go up there or just close the hatch or?
Auntie, Auntie, Auntie.
I guess I climb up.
Yeah, I guess we're climbing up.
Okay.
And Nimue, you probably hear shouting from the cellar that's like just cracked.
So Nimue probably tending bar. The minute she hears Auntie, she
Everybody put on your
she
pants.
she rings a bell on the bar. It's like, everybody put your pants on.
It's the Daisy Bell.
It is absolutely the Daisy Bell.
Like this has been practiced before. People grab their emergency pants and put it on, and in like 6 to 12 seconds, it's just an emergency dress. But yeah, everybody in the bar gets dressed. So Nimue, there were as you were serving, there was actually a pair of drow who are on their day off, or you know them to be drow anyway. You also know them to use, disguises for, for certain purposes. But they've been asking a lot about when Kelsey's going to visit again. Kelsey's due to visit later. Um, but they have been very interested in seeing her again.
She'll be back later on. Don't worry about it.
Oh, well, all right.
Man, you learn one
Auntie!
language and then you're labeled as a slut.
Auntie!
And Nimue will turn to Daisy. Be like, now Daisy, does your mom know you're here?
Yes.
Probably not.
She has her eyes covered by tiny bush.
Tim also pokes up out of the hole and just blah.
Okay.
We
Is
left.
everybody down there?
Tim
Well,
nods.
Yeah.
I since
Yeah.
I've already we just kind of wandered down here. It wasn't really much of our control.
Hi, Nimue, Terry
Right.
says. And Daisy's kind of like holding her hands out blindly.
Yep, I'll go pick her up and pull her into a hug and set her down. Be like, now Daisy, your mom is off on business today. You know what that means?
I get cookies.
Sorry. It's cute.
Inaccurate based on my own dealings with my nephew and nieces. Okay, yeah, you can have a cookie, but you're supposed to stay at the house with your small legion of babysitters, all of whom I would like to point out could not stop a child from going into an underground kobold-made tunnel.
Tim would like to point out that she is unharmed.
I wouldn't call it like we're just trying to suggest her from not coming down here. Also,
I'll
she
be good
nearly-
if I get a cookie.
Oh boy. She nearly burned us a couple times and also nearly set fire to the entire abode. But, well, it was either that or to come down here, so we had to keep her busy.
Okay, I'm gonna go get her a cookie. It's 10 feet away. I'm going to hope that all of you will prevent her from doing something that
Already
will.
gone.
Yeah, she's probably like crawling inside of the boulder mouth.
I'll try.
Yeah, there's a big beholder skull there.
Oh Jesus!
She is in fact sitting in the mouth of the skull.
How big is the skull?
Oh, it's pretty
It
big.
is really big.
It's big.
Boulders are huge.
Yep, it's a trophy in the tavern.
Would you look at that?
Nimue gonna sigh. She's gonna go get her a cookie from the kitchen.
That's one big boulder.
So you see her like standing on the bottom jaw, and her head pokes up in the like one singular eye, and she goes, "I must go a beholder," and then sneezes again, and there's a tiny bolt of electricity.
I'm sure she's fine.
No, make a dexterity save.
Ah, nuts.
A tiny bolt of lightning hits you. Doesn't do any real damage, but if you had hair, you'd be standing on end. But you are stunned for 1 round, which doesn't do anything because after a moment you just freeze up for a moment, startled.
Yeah.
I shoot eye waves.
Oh no! She's shooting eye waves! She dives for cover.
And then Terry's like, "Oh no, she's actually shooting eye waves!" And he dives. But after a moment, she crawls out again, immediately distracted by someone else, and you see there are a couple patrons around, and you see in the main room there's Delvin and his mother, who is actually who is working for Nimue now. There's the two drow patrons and a couple other patrons kind of off to the side, a dwarf, some humans, and they've all look like they have chaps on, but they're all wearing pants over it. They are all decently covered. There's also a flump along one wall, and he's currently playing several instruments.
That's my boy.
See, interesting. I mean, should I?
And Daisy runs back up to everyone. I want to collect taxes for my wall.
Did you say taxes?
Yeah,
She did just say taxes.
Oh my, what?
I think for dragons it's technically extortion.
She doesn't know that.
That's fair.
She knows what a beholder is.
Okay, let's go. The first two. Nona runs over to the drow. Excuse me. She tugs on their shirts or whatever they happen to be wearing.
And they kind of like swivel around, and pretty much most if not all patrons are going to be familiar with everyone here. You all practically grew up here. They're like, yeah.
Coin for the dragon treasure.
And they kind of look to Daisy, who's fluttering about, just like circling the room, going "Wah!" And they're like, again, make a persuasion check.
Could I
Shit!
I was gonna say try to
Wow.
just want to get some sparks of prestidigitation to make it look cool, but that's
They're like, I look, and he kind of like leans forward. I'm trying to save my money to, look, the two of us want to take Kelsey out.
well,
To do what?
yeah. What?
They both look at each other and they're like,
Got it.
a
Is that like
date?
take out like assassination or oh?
Gods
What?
no.
What are you? Oh,
Because if that were the case, I'd have to stab you.
I don't.
They look at each other again. They're like,
Ah,
look, Kelsey's really good at studying, and we just want to study with her.
Study.
She is a very good teacher.
Wow.
Tim just slowly rises up over like the table and just stares at the two of them.
What?
Make make an intimidation check.
Come on, you can do it.
God bless it.
Yay! You got a 7. It's 7 times better than 1.
Look, we got this date planned out.
I mean,
Oh, fine. Keep your coins. I guess the dragon just won't get to collect her hoard. No treasure for the dragon. And then, possible
want
moment when
make-
these two drow may be looking away, I'm going to try and pickpocket.
oh god,
Awesome, do it.
I'm gonna notice this probably.
Sleight of hand, so.
Yep,
mean-
sleight of hand.
Yes!
Oh shit!
Nice.
So they're like, oh, all right, thanks, kids. It's nothing personal. I appreciate it. And they turn away, and you immediately snatch coin from them.
What kind of coin?
Are you taking their entire purses or just like a little bit from inside? Because you got
I
a
think I'll
crit,
just grab
so
like
you can decide.
a claw full of coins. I won't take their entire, but
Okay. Roll me 1d10.
shit!
Nice.
You get
100 gold.
1 plus 5 coins, so you get 6, and it's gold.
Oh, nice. I walk off and like immediately track down Daisy. Hey, Daisy!
She's over by the flump right now. How do you play so good? And the flump kind of like smiles, and you can hear, oh, I've had some practice these past couple years. And it's like this deep baritone voice that you all hear in your head once you get close enough.
Pretty
So-
rad.
Yeah, ever since I came out of Skullport, it's been kind of nice here. Actually pretty popular. And he's like, with some of his tentacles, he's kind of like beating on the drums, and another set of tentacles is playing on a
Amazing.
one eye stalk opens up and kind of stares at you. So, what can I do for y'all?
I guess.
Daisy's currently doing like a little toddler dance where she like stamps her feet and spins in a circle, but that's
We're collecting tribute for the dragon.
Yes, we indeed are.
Wow.
oh,
Just a bit of coin wouldn't go that far, but for the little.
make me a persuasion check at advantage.
Oh
Since
boy,
you're-
I know how to do that well. Do it real good. Ooh.
We are on fire today.
That's a 3.
Hey, we were doing well, it wouldn't be as much fun.
It's true.
Sack.
I mean, I'd love to help y'all, but I haven't made any tips yet.
Come on.
Tell you what, how about you all help me with the performance, and I'll
But-
pay for it.
Technically, don't all of your tentacles have tips on them? They have those like pointy spikes, don't they? They're tips.
No, that's not what. It's not.
Yeah,
What
but
is
they're yeah, not those kinds of
Like as
tips.
in money.
How good you all at synchronized dancing?
I
Oh, clearly we're the best.
practiced on my own. I mostly read about it, but you know,
Sure.
not half bad.
Help me make a few tips here, and I'll let you all in on the shit.
All right,
So everyone performance check at advantage.
alrighty.
Whoever wants to join the dance.
Yeah. 19.
Wow.
Nope.
How
Dance.
That's just.
I can dance if I want to. I can leave my friends behind.
I was gonna. If your friends don't dance, they don't dance. They're not friends of mine. Say.
Safety dance?
Yeah, that song stuck in my head. That's a safety dance.
So, the 3 kobolds kind of like break into their own dance, and it starts synchronized, but they kind of like bump into each other and lose it a bit, and then resynchronize and then bump into each other again, like whenever they turn, but they like reconfigure. Bushwick and Tim are currently doing the best, and I'm trying to picture what a bush looks like dancing.
They just kind of bob.
It's just a bomb. But okay, so everyone dances, and Daisy's like in the middle, like stamping her feet and spinning in a circle. But so I'll say that's 1, 2, 3. Roll me 3d10. So
I can roll the 3d10. I know I don't get terrible on this, but ooh, nice.
not bad.
That could be better.
it's an average. So yeah, some folks come by, and they toss some tips in, and one of the tendrils kind of like goes into like a little circle and scoops out like a handful. He's like, "Here I go, 14 silver."
Ooh. I gladly take the money and put it in my little haversack. Goods. Well, Daisy, we got some more coin for you.
Yeah.
Now,
Wasn't I supposed to get a cookie?
oh,
She immediately like runs towards the back to look for Nimue.
oh, God. She's been taking a lot of. Shuffle, 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 shuffle.
Nimue just comes out with a plate of cookies.
Their eyes go wide.
Okay, so I made you these
She's
with
already
magic
hugging your leg.
because that's why it was so quick. Don't anyone question.
Magic cookies, eh?
Yep. So I'm gonna give these to Tim to carry, and you guys are gonna go back to the house. Okay.
I don't want to go back. I want to stay here and eat cookies. And Daisy's like holding onto your leg.
I mean,
At what level of latch is she? Are we talking? I'm gonna need a crowbar to get her off.
It's probably a DC 13.
DC boy. You better have some strength.
Oh, she doesn't. So she's like, okay, you can go hang out upstairs. Okay.
Yeah. And so Tiny Bush Tim, you now have a plate of magical goodberry cookies.
Yep, just set it on top of my bush.
Pat.
Wow.
And Daisy like does that thing where she like puts her hands up and is basically silently asking to be picked up, even though she.
Okay, I'll carry you up, but then I have to go back downstairs and work.
She immediately like grabs Nimoe's cheeks and then like, gives her an Eskimo kiss.
You're adorable. And she'll carry her upstairs.
Don't you have underlings to do this sort of stuff?
Yeah, they all don't work here anymore.
I mean, I'm here, and Delvin's mom kind of raises her hand as she continues to serve drink.
Yeah, you are. And she goes upstairs.
And upstairs, you don't want to you definitely don't want to take her to the top floor where the definitely not a sex dungeon is.
It's definitely not a sex dungeon.
Definitely.
And no, that place, not only has that place been locked up, it's also magically locked up. Ever since Daisy became a ever since she was born. Yeah, ever since she became flight enabled, the attic has been completely magically sealed up.
I mean, I could tinker with it. Who knows?
Don't suggest that stuff while Nimue is still around. Wait for her to go back downstairs.
I can hear you, everything that you're saying.
I mean,
Shh. No, you can't.
We're being quiet.
No, you're not at all, actually.
Yes, we are.
If you are, how are we having this conversation?
Well,
because you're being so loud and you can hear. Wait. Terry stops and thinks about.
Wait.
I'm gonna go back downstairs. Okay?
I mean,
Okay. So, you set them like in the kind of like the little second floor foyer area. There's a table and there's like a lounging area there. There's a room next to it that has a library, small library, where Kelsey and Calendria spend a lot of time, but the door to the library opens and says, that sounds like familiar voices, and Calendria kind of like leans out.
Oh no!
Hello!
Oh. Hey.
So we're at the door of the library, inside. Any books that are close to me in particular?
You can see most of the books in here are mostly casual use, but you all know Calendria as Nimue's wife. She is an ASMR. You do see that there is a scar that kind of like disappears from the edge of her neck down underneath her clothing. But you all know that along with the rest of the adventure party, she was brought back up from a unfortunate party wipe. But Nimue sees everyone, kind of like goes over and like gives Daisy a quick hug, and then hugs them away. Still busy downstairs? Do you need any help?
Yeah, actually, if you wouldn't mind. But I have to get going, and these kids are gonna behave themselves. Yeah.
We'll be fine.
Daisy's already got she's like trying to put a whole cookie in her mouth.
All right, I'm going to trust this against my better judgment.
I'm sure it'll be fine. And Calendria will join you to help you out downstairs along with Delvin's mom. And Delvin's probably down there helping to move stuff around there too, because he got out as well. He just has ghost powers now.
Danny Phantom.
And Rose is like, I don't get it. What does this?
Rose, go do your thing. Why are you even here?
So
Tim just looks at her confused because she was supposed to be gone till dinner.
yeah, she's gone.
Smoke bomb.
It's scene cuts over to like Rose. It's like, I don't get it. He's like back from the dead, but also like part ghost. How does that happen? Zelifarn's just like, Cha, don't worry about it.
Aw, it's fine. It's like a ghost boy. Aw.
Ha, bro.
Shucka bruh.
Like, bro.
So yeah, a little bit of time goes by where Daisy is a little bit more complacent with cookies to distract her. After a moment, she starts running around saying, "I want to play again."
I have an idea. I am going to cast a large on a cookie.
And you do so, and one of the cookies gets bigger.
More like a pan, giant cookie pan.
It's one of those cookie cakes now, where it's just like a giant chocolate chip cookie pie.
Yeah.
And Daisy is just staring at it.
I think I broke. I knew these spells would come.
She runs over and like picks it up or picks part of it up, and it crumbles, and she gets a piece, and then she starts munching on it. It's a giant chocolate chip. And since it's so big, she starts breaking off pieces and doing that thing again where she like puts like crumbly pieces to everybody's mouth.
Yep, I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, I'm also gonna eat large cookie.
But there is still a the door to the library was left open, and there are stairs leading up. There's also like a few cups sitting on a nearby shelf, just as decoration. Terry goes over to it and says, "I'm a genius. I have an idea," and grabs the cups and starts lining them up.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna throw cookies and crumbs into the cups and see how much cups we can fill. Then we'll have cookies to drink.
That's the best idea ever.
I know, right?
I didn't know you could drink cookies. Let's do it.
And Daisy hears that and tries throwing a cookie into the into one of the cups. And actually managed to get one in. It's probably like a minus something, but she still manages. Like bounces off and some crumbs fall on the floor. I'm definitely not making a mess.
It's alright.
I'm gonna try to also get some cookies in there.
Dexterity. You also get some in there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Give it a whirl.
I'll join in.
What are we doing? Dexterity?
This is just
Okay.
This is just the whole game. I love it.
Yeah.
I will also join in. Dexterity. Just straight up dexterity?
Yep.
Yep.
Alright.
So
What?
Yep. So Bushwick, you get a little bit in as well. You get a little bit. Tim, you pick up a cookie and it just like breaks and crumbles off, and Nona like grabs it, flips in the air, and just dunks it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Terry gets a little bit in as well. Now you have a cup full of cookie crumbs.
Alright,
But you got enough successes that there's not a terrible mess up here.
I mean, I could use prestidigitation to just clean it up.
Oh yeah, you do have that.
Yeah. I guess I just wave my whisk, and the crumbs naturally just fade away, kind of like just
The crumbs,
disappear.
yeah, the crumbs
They
like roll back,
crumble away.
and
It's not.
and Daisy starts running towards the lab.
Oh no, where's she going now?
The library?
Yeah, the small it's not a big library, it's more like a study, but that's basically where you keep most of the books. It's where Kelsey and Calindria spent a lot of time when you first got Trollskull Manor. But she runs in there. There's a number of books around, but is everyone following?
Yes.
Yep.
Yo, yo.
Everyone give me a perception check.
Oh boy. Perception. There it is.
Oh my god, these dice.
Oh my god. It's 16, a 3, 6, and a... Ouch. I think you've cursed us.
So Terry's like, did Calindria mean to leave a Sunni bag out? And Daisy's kind of like running straight for it. It's like on the desk and open.
No!
She hasn't seen it yet, but she's like climbing up onto the chair.
Wow. I gestured towards the bag, the scroll.
The Sunni scroll. And it is a very nice painting. Seems like a recent addition of the Masked Lord pinups. But you know, this one looks newer. It looks like it just arrived. There's like a little scroll case that it was sent over in.
Right on top is Mert's centerfold.
Yeah. But Daisy is currently climbing up onto. She hasn't seen it yet, but she's definitely going to if she makes it up there. So anyone who wants to try and hide it, I'll need a dexterity check just to get there before she does.
Everybody roll at once.
Oh yeah, let's.
I mean, we're all rolling real bad.
I mean, I could just
Wah! 9.
snowball it. So just straight stare.
I dive.
Hey, that ain't too bad.
Yeah, you're like, so Bushwick, you pick up, or Tiny Bushtom, you pick up IU and Bushwick and just like toss them onto the top of the desk, and IU and Bushwick together are like, IU, you grab like the scroll case, and Bushwick, you reach out, roll it up real quick, and stuff it in before she makes it up, and then Daisy gets up. Unfortunately, she does not see it.
Woo!
Yeah.
Now, the reason I didn't make a dexterity check is Nona would be looking for valuables rather than
Give me an
stuff like
investigation check.
scrolls and what have you. Yes, if I remember correctly, this is also where Kelsey kept her Jarlaxle statue.
I
Probably.
mean,
Did-
you would be the one
did
that
she
would know
take it?
that, not us.
Yeah. Did she take it with her when she
Oh,
goes
fuck no.
to study in Candlekeep? She's like, this is my home. I'm coming back here sometime. I'm just at college.
Pretty much, yeah. She
Right.
still frequents the Spirit Tap.
Oh, was that all it was? Did Nimue just pay for her college?
Pretty much, yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
She's like, you're not getting rid of me.
I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna want food and a place to sleep eventually.
I come back to do my laundry.
Yeah, you see a smaller version of the Jarlaxle statue on one of the high.
Ooh, Daisy, look! Statue Grandpa!
Grandpa! And she starts fluttering
More
that
dragon
direction.
treasure!
She like bumps into a shelf and a book falls, and she makes her way to it and then grabs a hold of it and then starts to spin and kind of like tumble again. So go ahead and make me a dexterity save. All right. So she picks up the statue and then drops it, and you catch it easily. You catch it with one hand, spin it on a finger, and pop.
Yeah,
And that bit,
right
yeah,
in
that-
your hole.
yeah, that one's a bit more manageable too. And it's made of silver. And then she Daisy kind of like lands and starts thumping her way out of the library again.
Quack, we have to keep up with her.
Very intent on explaining.
Seems like we do. Let's go.
Yep, we're gonna keep moving.
Well then.
She starts making her way up the stairs again, and gets to the top floor where there is a sealed door and a magic lock.
Great.
She reaches up and like tries to open it
Oh.
and can't, and then I think I hear something on the other side.
Oh.
Nobody said don't go in there, Daisy.
Why
She
not?
must
What's in
keep her
there?
best valuables in there.
Best valuables.
Oh no.
And that being said, Nona's gonna try and just jam one of her claws into the lock.
Make a dexterity check. Holy
have thieves tools. Would that work?
Yes, that will. Yeah, I think that's enough. I was gonna say the DC was somewhere like 20, 21, or yeah, 21 or 22, but geez. So yeah, like magic, you unlock it, and when it opens, you do indeed hear sounds coming from the totally not a sex dungeon.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
I would just like to point out that it is not my fault that this is happening.
Great.
It's not my fault.
It's what?
We lost Fastbud.
Oh
No.
no.
Not like they were playing music.
It's very true.
Yep. So, is anybody stopping them or just letting them rush in?
I'm stopping them.
Yeah, I'm also gonna stop them.
Okay. Go ahead and make athletics, or yeah, this would be athletics.
Oh boy, athletics. You know how. Oh boy, athletics. So that's a 4.
I'm gonna step in here and help. There we go.
Okay. So Bushwick, wait, you like grab onto one of them, and you like grab onto Daisy, or not Daisy, to IU, who just keeps walking.
Can I? Oh, this is crappy. Do I really want to cast a spell on them?
And who else are you gonna cast spells on?
I mean,
you can save it till later if you want.
it's quite an important spell, so I'll save it.
Well, all right. Tiny Bush Tim, you scoop up Daisy, and she's like, "I want the treasure." And you keep walking with like Bushwick hanging on behind, like onto your tail, and you like peek around the corner, and there is a another one of the drow who's on their off days, who's bound up in shibari and blindfolded, and there's like someone else that they've kind of made seem to have been made friends with, and they're like, all right, do you need it tighter? He's like, yeah, this is yeah, this is nothing. But
Oh no!
Protect small child.
Never mind, no valuables in here.
They're like,
But
so yeah, you run back out.
Bushwick-
Fortunately, Bushwick is like holding Daisy back. He's like still trying to get in.
Bushwick takes out a. Actually, no, I'm hanging on to Daisy.
Yeah.
I was gonna like write this stuff down. Gotta make money somehow.
So you get back, and he's like, no trash, and he's like, oh, okay. And then like once Daisy sat down again, she says, let's take it to my hoard. And she starts running back downstairs, or fluttering back downstairs.
Okay.
Yeah. Add the second grandpa statue to the hall.
On your way down, there was an open window on this level just to keep it airy from the totally non-sex dungeon,
Let all the
so it doesn't permeate the area. But she starts fluttering in the direction of the window.
Oh, go ahead and steer her back towards the stairs.
All right. Yeah, go ahead and make an athletics. Easy enough for you.
You say that.
I do say that. So she starts like fluttering out the window, and you're just like, oop, and a branch comes out and like scoops her back, and then just aims her in another direction, and she doesn't seem to notice at all. But she goes back downstairs. Nimue, you hear the kids coming back down.
Oh, thank God. Did you guys have fun playing in the library?
Wow.
And Calendria just like realizes something and is like, mm-hmm. I'm sure nothing happened.
We're sure as we've ever been. Nothing. You're just checking out the books, just having a good old time.
Yes, we totally didn't see some strange things upstairs.
None at all.
Okay.
Wow.
What are you talking about? I thought we did.
Oh,
What do you mean you thought you did?
uh-oh. Oh,
Nothing.
oh God.
What did you all do up there?
I start pushing Daisy towards the exit.
She goes, wow. Okay, gotta go.
And as the door is closed, you're like, what did you do? Then the door closes.
um. But as you're all making it back to back to the house, there is a sound. You all hear something crashing,
Uh-oh.
and there's nobody over there where there shouldn't be.
Intruder!
And we're gonna go ahead and take a 5-minute break.
Cool.
Hooray.
Woo! That was
How am I doing, everyone?
Great.
Doing good.
Yes, it's delightful thus far.
I'm glad. So I'm gonna go grab a quick snack. I'll be right back, and we can pick up from.
I'm gonna grab more booze and a snack because Bush Wizard is tiring me out. I'll be right back.
I'm back. Thank you.
A return with butter chicken.
Who are we waiting on?
No idea.
What?
So just 3 of us back yet so far?
Sounds like it.
Okie dokie. What the heck is this Rick and Morty thing?
Which one?
On D&D?
Oh, they released an adventure for it. It has stuff.
Oh, wow. Avernus is out in 3 days.
Hope you guys are ready to be Flaming Fist.
Fuck yeah. It'll be well good.
Yeah, racism.
All right, I'm back. What's going on?
Welcome back. Do we have everyone?
So I guess we're in for Res.
Okay. Sorry, I got distracted reading stuff. We'll make sure I've got everything ready. This will go in.
We're fighting another beholder. Calling it now, guys.
Oh, dude, we can tank this fucking beholder. Are you kidding me? No problem.
And I'm a barbarian. I'm not afraid of nothing.
I'm a wizard. High levels, I'm basically unstoppable.
Level 3.
Exactly. That's why I'm gonna. That's why I'm gonna be the one to die first. Calling it.
That's fair.
Also, I have the thing where like you stale and you get +10 to movement. +10 to movement. That doesn't make any sense. +10 to stealth. So yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
And I haven't even decided what kind of wizard I want to be. Transmutation, evocation, necromancy.
I want to figure that out before we get into combat.
Yeah, I just like I've never played a wizard. Like, oh, okay. Let me just look it up real quick.
Oh, he says something broke on his balcony. He's got to clean it up.
Oof.
Big
That's
oof.
Okay.
nuts. Good.
Should we just start?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, guy, I'll be back when I can.
Okay. So picking up, you all were returning to the house when you heard the crash of something fall over, and immediately when that's heard, Daisy starts like fluttering up. She goes, "Intruders!" And she is like beelining it straight into the house and towards where her and her mom's room are, where her and your mom's room are, where she keeps her hoard.
And you wish Tim is not letting her go in alone. He's already rushing.
Yeah.
So as you're all like rushing in, you see that um, the front door is wide open, and there is a set of lockpicks in there. You also see, like,
Tim,
as you
Nona wants them.
okay, you also see a just like a small pot that was accidentally bumped over, and as you pass the room, the hatch where she keeps her little stash is wide open, and there's a small half rat, half person, and they
A rat? Would I
maybe
be able to figure out what this creature is?
yeah, this would be Arcana
Cool. Alrighty.
or
Arcana.
nature, I guess.
I think I'll go with Arcana because it's a pretty actually both Arcana and nature. Ooh, 11.
It's a were rat. Beyond that, you
Ah,
don't know.
well,
Like, you don't know anything about them.
okay.
But yeah, they like glance up, kind of like see you, and they are carrying the big golden Jarlaxle statue, and they just book it.
I cast
Wow.
blindness on them.
They went out of sight
Damn
just
it.
around because they were right at the door entrance when you caught sight of them. The moment they saw you, they started dashing.
Tiny
What's
Bush Tim
Um,
gives chase.
what's the range of this spell?
yeah, Daisy's Daisy's following too. So we're gonna enter. We're gonna enter the street chase rules because that was kind of fun. Except this is not going to be street chase. Well, it sort of is for the first part. All right, so rules for this. You can use the dash action as a free action, equal to 3 plus your Constitution modifier. DC 10 to keep from gaining a level of exhaustion. You can make spells and attacks, of course. You all will be starting at 100 feet. So for this, I need everyone to roll initiative.
Woo.
Make sure you have your tokens selected before you roll.
That.
I seemingly don't have access to the Nona token.
I
Yeah,
don't have access.
I guess that would be important.
Yeah, I also need Bushwick. My boy.
1 second. Hey. Oh.
I'm back.
Welcome back. We are entering street chase rules. So that's
Oh, yeah, what happened?
A were-rat stole the statue of Jarlaxle.
Son of a bitch.
All right, you should all have access now. So, NPCs will, the were-rat will act on initiative 20. So, he is currently 100 feet ahead, running down the street. You still have sight of him. Daisy's kind of fluttering after, like, "He took Grandpa!" Tiny Bush Tim, you're up.
I like to believe that she's fluttering after him, carrying another Jarlaxle statue.
Yes, she is. That one's made of silver.
Well. Trying to decide what would be while. Actually, there's not really much I can do. Double move and dash is a bonus action. That should get me 90 feet.
Yeah, you close the distance quickly, and he looks back and just sees this angry bush barreling down with just bolting on its root-like limbs, or its actual root. And he's like, "Oh God!" So now roll me a d20.
D20.
Yeah, d20 for complication charts.
Okay. Dice roller, why are you not cooperating? 19.
19, no complication. Yep. So there's not many people currently on the street, and this were-rat looks back, just looks like stark terror. And there's like, "Oh fuck no," and keeps dashing. They're gonna try to make a little bit more distance. You are faster than them, so you're closing a bit. Next is Terry. No, that's
Either Bushwick or
next is Ayu.
yeah.
I'm gonna move. I'm gonna take out my slingshot, which is a reskinned short bow,
I was
and I'm
really
gonna
hoping
shoot
you'd
him.
have that. Go for it.
1 second. Damn it.
You start running. You pull out your slingshot and fire. Doesn't quite hit him. He's still a bit too far ahead. Anything else?
Nope, that's it for me.
All right, roll me a d20. So as you're running, there's a like a fence kind of opens up as someone who's just like just casually walking by, and they leave it open. So go ahead and make me a strength saving throw.
Just go through it.
Wow.
Yep, you just go straight through it. It like you don't even notice it. It like comes off. It was hinges were probably rusty. It kind of comes off the hinges. And the guy's like, "Wait, what?" He kind of like looks back in surprise. But yeah, you just keep going. So now it is Bushwick's.
Yeah. So it's 100 feet away.
100 feet away. Yeah.
Firebolt.
Go for
It's
it.
120 feet distance. Oh yeah, baby.
Oh God, my hair! So yeah, this firebolt like just like streaks over. Tim, you see like this bolt of flame arc over and hit this were-rat in the back of the head.
Haha.
Terry, what you got, Terry? Also, I need you to roll a d20.
Cool. Alrighty. D20, here we go. 17.
No complication.
Sweet.
Terry's gonna double dash for his turn. And now he rolls it. Alright, no complication. Nona's turn!
Nona's gonna leg it. Double dash and then a third dash with the cunning action for 90 feet of movement.
Yep, you close the distance. Tiny Bush Tim, he is now like 50 feet away. Oh, before I forget, Nona, D20. Yes, you already did. No complication. Alright, fantastic. Tiny Bush Tim, you're.
Okay. So then I will I'll move, bonus action dash, and then I'm gonna leap at him with a bush slam.
Do it.
Wow.
Damn. Alright, yep, roll damage. Alright, yep, you just leap, bush slam him. Let's see, that is. Okay, got that damage. Alright, so you bush slam and he like staggers, like, why is this a thing? And they're going to go ahead and roll me another d20.
6.
6. That's weird, but all right. So as you're running, there's wait a minute. Yeah, that's what it says. There's a couple dogs that are that I guess someone's just walking a couple of their dogs, and there's so go ahead and give me an acrobatics check to get past them.
Nope.
Nope. Okay. You take 2 piercing damage as one just like startles, freaks out, and snaps. But you get past them. That's all that was. Now he's gonna run and risk an opportunity attack from you if you wanted to take it.
Wow.
And gets hit again. Roll damage. Oof. All right, so he's got it. He's up to 16. Okay. He's looking a bit haggard. And he's just gonna keep dashing. Now. All right, no complication there. You're up.
I'm gonna move, and then I'm gonna shoot my slingshot again.
That
4, 6.
okay. That takes it to. Now roll me a d20. No complication. Bushwick.
How far away are they?
They're a bit farther than you. Nona and Bushwick closed most of the distance. The others are taking a little more time to launch with ranged attacks.
Okay. Are they still within like 100 feet?
Yeah, you're keeping pace with them.
Okay. Firebolt them again.
Yeah, I imagine you're like on Terry's head or something.
Yeah. 50.
Hits for 1 point of damage.
Uh,
Roll me a d20.
all right. Let's just 1d20. 16.
No complication.
Cool.
Terry's gonna get closer. They're gonna try to thorn. So Terry borrows a leaf from you and hits and drags him back. So he gets pulled back next to Tiny Bush. Oh wait, this. Oh, Terry, dexterity. Yep. So the cart kind of rolls out, and Terry just like spins on his heels and rushes around it without barreling straight. All right, Nona.
She's going to close the distance, take out the stolen steak knife, and just fucking stab the bloke.
Do it.
With advantage because of pack
This is
tactics.
this. Yep. Is this the Is this that black knife?
No, put that back. This is just a generic dagger that I'm calling a steak knife.
Okay.
Oh no.
Thank fuck for advantage.
Yeah. Thank goodness for advantage. 20 hits.
Nice.
Yeah.
And because of advantage, I also get sneak attack.
Oh, yes, you do.
Okay, it's not bad. 12 damage.
Yeah. Roll.
What was that?
1d20.
1d20.
Sorry.
No complication.
The least complicated.
Yep. Tiny Bush Tim.
Would like to range.
Do it.
Whoa.
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh no. Oh no.
5.
That's it.
Plant life temporarily grows around you until your rage ends.
Yep.
The ground within
So-
10 feet of you is difficult terrain.
Yeah, you just go, Bwah! And smash into this. Go ahead and roll your attack because you're right next to it.
Oh, should be a +2 damage.
Yeah, but it hits.
All right, disregard that. Oh shit, that's me. All right, so 7 + 2 for raging, 9.
Yep. So you smash them into the ground, and then all these plants just uh um like grass and vines and stuff just like grows rapidly out as you just pummel them into the ground. Um, uh, um, as you do, they go down, and the statue kind of like flies out. They did not get away. You guys pretty much killed it. But the golden statue kind of like as you hit them, they lose the grip, and it just kind of like flies a couple feet, and then you see a scaled hand grip it and just like shake his head disappointingly and disappears down a sewer grate that's off to the side.
What?
Oh no,
Don't worry about it.
Oh no!
It looked. Go ahead and give me a nature check with advantage.
4.
So Ayu, you would know that that creature that snagged the statue was also a half dragon, but they were a red half dragon, and they had, you know, uh, half dragons can have different
Oh, you're roboting.
features. Hello?
You're roboting.
Yeah.
How's it now?
Better.
Much better.
Okay. So Ayu, you would know that this is also a half dragon, like Daisy, but unlike Daisy, this one has more draconic features to them, and they are definitely not bronze. They are red.
Oh no! Red dragon!
Evil dragon! And she's diving in the direction of the sewer
It's
grate.
Star Statue Grand.
Gotta go get it.
But the halfling on the ground is like, wait, he's got my friends.
Wow.
I go over and I put like 2 coins on his eyes. And I'm like, no, you're dead. And then I run off to the sewer.
And know you what?
No, you're dead. I run to the sewer.
Okay. Everybody else following?
Yeah.
Damn right.
Yeah.
Daisy's following too. So you all go down and let me. What's the marching order, by the way?
Tim would probably lead.
I'd be middle.
I'd probably be
Nona would be close
second.
behind Tim.
I'll take up the rear, I guess.
And never let that damn thief out of sight. Yeah, I think I'd be middle.
Where were you, Raz?
The back.
In the back, because I got the ranged weapon.
Okay, and see, Terry will go here. And where were you going to be, Matt?
Second, preferably.
There we go. now, don't mind me, I'll just be running you all over gradually to this map that's way down here. Why did this one have to be way down here, all the way at the end? But it was, suit my needs. So we'll get there eventually. Here we are.
Excuse me.
Can everyone see?
No, I did not set up tokens.
Nope.
I did.
You have tokens on here? You
Uh,
didn't bring the tokens over, did you?
I brought tokens over. Let me read.
I don't see them. No.
Are they attached to the sheets? I can
They
just pull
should
them
be.
from. Yeah, let me do that.
Oh, I see what's wrong. I didn't carry over to the last page. Yeah, we're up here. Dynamic lighting isn't set on them. Or at least the tokens. You've got the tokens there, hun.
Okay, so you all can see that?
No, they're not. They're not properly assigned.
Oh, all right.
All right, which one is the yellow dress?
Yellow dress is no. Red is Terry, and I use.
Green. Okay, so now people should be able to see them. Can people see them? Up here?
No.
Let me do this.
Oh, you have to have has sight set as well.
Hey, there we go.
Ah, there we are.
How about now?
Yeah.
Oh, I can see.
Alrighty. So you all make it down into the cellar. And you see, like for those who can see, there is a red scaled half dragon standing in the back, and you notice some like movement off to the side from a couple people, couple halflings tied up, and this half dragon creature goes, well, I expected the snow beetles to be more efficient. At least he lured them here. And sets the statue down back here. And you notice too that there's what looks like a bowl in the back that has five dragon dragon kind of heads kind of curled up around it, and a cage as well. So I'm not gonna. Do you all want to re-roll initiative?
We're gonna have to because we changed maps, so initiative got wiped for us.
Yeah, pretty much.
I guess we roll. That should will do
Rolling
good.
noise.
Oh. Well.
Not as good as my start.
And Terry says, I think this guy's bad nose.
Wow.
And we'll cast Produce Flame. Yeah, that's what they would do. So, you see, like Terry just kind of like puff and then blow fire, like a small trail of fire, and he catches it with his hand, and he just kind of like holds a little glob of fire. I
Where is this guy? To us? Okay, thank you.
Yeah, he is back here.
I'm gonna run up, and then I'm gonna take a slingshot at him.
Jeez, roll damage. You get him right in the eye.
Give back, statue grandpa! And then I'm done.
Yep, so you get him right in the eye, and he's like, oh, fucking. And you hear Daisy, that's a bad word! And he goes, at least Tiamat still delivered you to me. Anything else?
Nope.
All right, he is going to move forward. I'm going to say everybody has advantage on this because he's got something lodged right in his eye. But he moves forward. I need everyone to make a dexterity.
A dexterity saving throw?
Yes, with advantage.
Cool. 18.
I hope the DC is 13.
1, 2, 3.
I have advantage anyway.
Oh, wait.
17.
I'm. Oh, can he only get that much? That's not much. Never mind. Bushwick and Terry are out of range. Yeah.
Rip.
That's a lot of d6s.
That is a lot of d6s.
Yep, but you all take half damage.
Half damage?
Yeah, you all
Oh.
had advantage on your saves.
Cool. So
And
that's,
remember, everyone had temporary hit points.
And you had temporary hit points.
So
I did not make the save.
Oh, he got a 13.
you
Okay,
have,
so you take full damage, but you had 5 temporary. I think it was.
I only have 13 hit points. It's left.
Yeah, yikes.
Yeah, Bushwick, you're actually out of range. It only gets to here. It's only 15 feet.
Oh,
So you're safe.
I'm safe.
Yes.
Cool. Yay.
And that is his turn. He just moves forward and just goes. Bleh! Now it's Bushwick's turn.
All right. I'm where? Which one of which? Right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna 10, 15, and I'm gonna cast Chromatic Orb and use cold damage.
What do you use as your focus?
Whisk, I hope.
Yeah, my whisk.
Yep. You
My
grab a
nice-
whisk you took from the kitchen and
Yeah.
you kind of like shake it around and frost gathers on it. And then you
And gonna cast first level.
yeah, it's
Nice, 13 cold damage. That's not bad.
Oh,
so you blast him with this and he staggers back a bit.
probably don't want to stay right.
Nona, yeah, do you want to use your rest of your...
I'm gonna use the rest of those. I was here, so 5, 10, 15, 20. 20. I'm gonna, yeah. I'm gonna stay right here.
All right. Nona.
Yes. Speaking of things we stole from the kitchen, Nona is going to use 20 feet of movement, run around him, and fucking shank him.
Do a...
With advantage for
Yep.
19.
Definitely hit. Roll sneak attack.
Yes, 15 damage total.
Yep.
Then I'll shift up so Tim can take the flanking position.
Bush Tim, you're up.
Wow. I would like to rage.
And you do. Let's roll that d8.
2.
2.
So, she on a 2, you teleport up to 20 feet to an unoccupied space you can see. Until your rage ends, you can activate this effect again on each of your turns as a bonus action. I'm just a teleporting bush. Wow.
That's fantastic.
Yep. So I
You
teleport.
rage and you teleport there.
Yep, and I teleport there, and then I bush slam.
Do it.
15 to hit.
15 hits. Just hits.
That'll be 7.
Gotcha. So his AC is 15. God, I thought this was going to be tough for you guys.
That fire
We're
We're just
Yeah.
having good rolls.
He got one hit in and he's like almost down. Terry's like,
I almost died.
yeah, how much health does everyone have right now?
I'm good.
I'm good. I haven't been touched.
9.
17.
I don't have 9.
I have 23.
How much for now?
17.
I
Right.
got 20 plus my 5 temporary hit points.
Terry's gonna run up and he's like, don't worry, I got you. And he's gonna cure wounds on.
Quick question about that heal scroll. I guess it's just the spell heal.
Yep.
What does that do?
A lot.
A
Like
lot of
7
healing.
each.
It's a shit ton of healing that you can split between people. If I recall correctly. So IU heals 5. And then Terry's gonna run around and be like, ah! And he start making his way around to the other.
Holy shit. That's huge. That's a 6th level spell.
Yeah. It is
Christ.
it is a emergency scroll.
But can I want to do something. I want to put this down in my book if I can. Just have it on occasion.
Maybe.
Huge.
Let's see. Ayu. This would be Ayu.
I'm gonna throw down my. I'm gonna throw down my bow, and I'm gonna take out my short sword, which is actually just a cleaver from the store.
Love it. Hits.
Ah!
Bite him up. How do you little things hurt so much?
We play fight with a dragon all the time.
You know what? That's fair.
And I'm done.
All right. Top of the round, Daisy flies by, and he's going to need to make a dexterity. And succeeds, so he takes 1 point of lightning damage as the little spark goes. Bzz. All right. Now he is going to. I'm gonna make. Let's see. Nona hit hard. Bushwick's go threat. So 1 attack against each. Oh no! Wait. He is dual wielding. So. First one against Nona. Second one against Tiny Bush Tail. And third one against Ayu. No, of course it doesn't.
Ow.
Ow.
21 hits. Or 24.
Wow, pretty consistent. Yep. So he just like starts wielding these swords, clipping each of you.
Oh, I take
Bushwick.
half.
Yeah, you do take half. Bushwick, you're up.
Alrighty. Let me check my spells. I hope this isn't a waste. I'm going to cast blindness on the red half wagon.
Constitution save.
That is level 2. Creature that I can see.
Yep.
Constitution saving throw.
He fails.
Yes! Yes!
So
I
you
appreciate it.
yeah, you spin the whisk again and fling it, and you see he just got that pebble out of his eye, and then his eyes go black and he starts like swinging. Anything else?
That's all I can do right now, so
Nona,
Stab with a steak knife.
stab with steak knife.
Shit.
I can't remember what exactly blind.
That actually misses.
Man,
Yeah, I know what blindness does.
okay.
Then disengage and hide behind this pillar.
Okay. Tiny Bush Tail.
Get him.
He is blind.
I'm gonna continue to bush slam the fuck out of him.
Go for
Slightly
it.
pushed against this dragon.
Wow.
Roll down.
Wow.
7. Oh, jeez. Alright, he is down to 1 hit.
Oh,
Oh.
yay.
Hold on, I gotta make sure. See if there's anything else I can do here. Don't think there is.
No.
No, I didn't make a very efficient barbarian just for the memes. Alright, that's all I can do.
Alright. Now he has to make a dexterity save at disadvantage. Top of the round. And he failed. So you see, oh god, this is so weird. Daisy kind of flutter up at the top of the round, and she's like, "Evil dragon!" And you see lightning kind of start to spark between her wings and tail, and her hair just like poofs up into a big white afro. And then a tiny little like spark bolt. It looks measly, and you figure this is the extent of the power she can conjure. But it does 1 point of damage essentially, and it's enough. So he's like, how do you all want to do this? How do you want to beat this guy?
We just dogpile and beat the piss out of him.
Nah.
Yeah, something like that.
Just. I want to freaking firebolt the
And you do, and everybody like
like that one scene. That one movie where just gets. What's the RoboCop where he just gets freaking lit up, just still
Yeah, he's like,
standing there.
This doesn't make sense. How can I lose? And he just gets beat the. And then Daisy goes, "Yeah, we win. My family."
Oh, thanks. Thanks, Nona.
And she flies over to the pair of like bound halflings and says, "Yeah, prison hole."
Oh, that's the person. That's what that guy who's dead up there said while he was.
Yes.
He's dead.
Like he like tumbles down. He's like, "Not dead. Just
I put coins on your eyes. You're dead."
Wow.
Wow.
But from this point, so what do you all do with
We steal all of
the
his
two
stuff.
tied up?
Oh, we set
I
them,
think we
set them free.
let them go, but then we steal all of his stuff.
Okay, so they're like, "Thanks, sorry. If you ever need any favors from the Shard Centers, we're here. Okay, bye. Sorry for taking your stuff. We're gone." And then she goes and picks up the Jarlaxle statue, and just ignores the bowl that's sitting.
Bowl. There's a bowl?
There is a bowl there.
And the Tiamat statue.
I want to go look towards it. Like, go look
Alright.
at it. Give it a
Go
good look.
ahead and give me an Arcana.
18. That's not bad.
So, from what you learned about some dragon lore, Tiamat is the evil dragon god.
Mm-hmm.
And there were these bowls that were generally used for like you put blood in it and enter in a communion with the evil goddess. Now give me an investigation check.
All right. 16.
Underneath it, it says "Made in Baldur's Gate."
Bauldur. Okay. Is there anything in the balls?
It is a counterfeit,
I
and
see.
and you can probably surmise that this worshiper of Tiamat did not figure.
Okay.
What a fool! What a fool!
I'm gonna grab the bowl and I'm gonna chuck it and just like shot put firebolt it.
And it is destroyed. And then you all hear. You hear this area slide out, and
Ah, fucking squiggly.
yeah, three kids, a little bit. They're older now. It's been a few years since the events of Dragon Heist. Nat is probably pushing 14 as the eldest among them. You do see that as some of the orphans of uh, of Waterdeep, they look a bit more well off now, and you would be aware of them. They've definitely benefited from having Rose sponsor the orphanage, and as part of that, Rose has been very, very adamant about making sure that everyone learns, something useful. So they all have, basic gear as opposed to the toys that they used to swing around. But Nat kind of like looks around at everyone, sees the scene, and she starts making a couple of gestures, and Squiddy says, "Oh, yeah, we all heard something going on down here." And then like sees the corpse. Nat makes a few more hand gestures. Did you all do that? Squidly starts to speak.
Yeah,
I
and this is our loot.
yeah.
I mean, we could have you could share, right? We were coming to help, and then Nat kind of like bonks him on the head. I mean, okay, that's fine. Aren't you guys? Nat makes a few more gestures. Jenks kind of steps forward, and he's like, she says if you guys want to get back to your house quickly, we could get you a shortcut."
That would be appreciated.
Y'all also notice there is a tiny little familiar, a spectral, like a hand-sized spectral owl bear on Jinx's shoulder.
Interesting.
They've had some character development.
Interesting.
But Nat makes a gesture with her hands again. And Squidly is like, "Yeah, it's gonna cost, 2 gold." Nat kind of bonks him on the head again and just kind of gestures for you all to follow. And they lead you through a series of tunnels that takes you right back home just to expedite.
Just quickly, what weapons did the dragon dude have?
He had a long sword, a short sword, and a heavy crossbow.
Oh, sweet. Nona is now armed to the teeth.
He just took all this stuff.
I'm gonna take that crossbow. Buckaroo.
Yeah, you can have that.
Yeah. Longsword is strength based, by the way.
Shit.
Wow.
And I guess we go back.
Yep.
Yep.
I will get you all back to the home page someday, someday, someday. All the way across all these millions of maps. All the way. All the way. So they lead you back quick and easy, and Squidly does try to extort a little bit of gold before Nat kind of bonks him again, and they know you well enough, and they know that they benefit from having Rose around as opposed to the previous matron. But you all get back. There are still lockpicks jammed into the front door. And for the sake of brevity, you're all able to quickly clean up and prestidigitate and mend the broken vase and everything. And Daisy immediately goes back to the little hoard and puts those statues back into her little spot. And Terry, following behind with the rest of you, is like, so are we gonna tell Mom about this?
Nope.
Not a single word. We should.
But she would appreciate it. She's a great warrior. She would like to know that we followed in her footsteps.
It's not exactly the smartest idea considering we took her child combat.
And her child proved to be very efficient at bringing down evildoers.
Still.
I think we were supposed to keep her out of trouble.
Yeah, I think that was our entire job, if you don't remember, to keep her out of trouble.
Wow.
But trouble came to the dragon. We were merely defending the dragon horde.
Forgot. Have to be simpler. Okay. Well, I think we should. Let's make a vote. Raise your hand if you don't want to tell her. I raise my.
It doesn't have hands.
But you have a branch.
You have a branch.
I raise several branches.
I raise my hand.
Okay, then who wants to tell her?
I raise
Nerd puts his hand
branches.
up.
Yeah.
God.
You notice Terry raised his hand both times as well.
Let's just treat this as a normal day. I think.
It's not the weirdest day you've all had.
More normal than others.
But Daisy comes stomping back out again, and she runs forward and kind of like she does that thing where she just like rolls on the floor and just like spreads out, and she looks tired.
Mm-hmm.
The happiest sight a babysitter could ever see.
I love you.
Wow.
I think she was talking to the statue.
I love you all.
No problem.
You are my family.
We do too. I pat her on the head.
And she kind of dozes off for the most part from then on, and watching her from then on is fairly easy. As the sun starts to dip, you do hear Rose stepping in through the front door. I'm home, kids, and Daisy immediately perks up. And she yawns and then stands up and starts like stomping forward and starts to flutter up. And Rose kind of leans down and scoops her up and says, and Daisy's like, "I defeated an evil dragon." And she says, "Did you now?"
Oh,
Yeah, and look what I found! Nona
oh,
says, holding up a long sword, which is basically
I don't know.
might as well be a
Where-
great sword to a kobold.
Yeah, it's like, where did you
Wow.
did you go through the what? You know what? We need to put these things away and make sure that they're locked.
No,
So
no. Let me explain for you a little bit. Someone kind of stole Grandpappy's statue, and then we had to chase him, and it went. It's a lot, but basically we got it back. That's all that matters. We freed some people.
you're
Some con of a Tiamat worshipper, I guess. Some
at that you see her kind of like narrow her eyes, and you all know that
I run away.
yeah, that
I head
Rose's
to a sunny spot.
Rose's she has more of an affinity for Bahamut.
yeah, but don't worry, it wasn't an actual worshiper, it was a knockoff.
Is everyone all right?
Yes, we're alright. We're good.
So you're saying someone broke in?
Yeah, some were
I'm gonna get Nimue to get me one of those magic locks. Well, come on.
They're not that effective. I managed to open one earlier.
Nimue, you walk in just as you hear that.
Oh no.
Yeah, speaking of those, someone opened the door to the attic.
Wait, to the totally not a sex dungeon?
Yes,
attic?
that place. We all knew because there was a huge funk coming down the smell. There was a huge funk smell coming down the stairs.
Oh. I had no part.
Did Daisy see anything?
No.
Daisy's already asleep again.
Tim shakes his head. Shakes his foolish body.
Okay. Hey, Nimue. I would like to invest in some magic locks for the front door.
Probably a good idea. Don't know why we didn't think of
We live in a good neighborhood, that's why.
Okay.
That is
Better than it
completely
used to be. I mean,
better,
there's
better than
not
it used
there's
to
not
be.
yeah there's not undead beholder zombies floating around.
Robots aren't throwing fire bombs all over
We
the
really
place
turned
anymore.
this place around since we moved in.
We did.
You know what? Let me start cooking something for everybody. I'll get dinner ready. And Rose kind of goes off. She sets Daisy down, but she yawns and wakes up and says, and then kind of like goes over to Rose and gets her attention. Rose leans down and she whispers something, and you hear, "Are you sure? That's your hoard." And Daisy says, "Yeah, but I love my family more."
Oh.
And Rose kind of smiles, and it's about this time that Kelsey arrives, and she's coming to visit. But Kelsey comes in through the door. And Kelsey, you have been you're delivering something for Rose that she had requested be enchanted. But you arrive, and they let you in as soon as you are.
Hello. How is everyone? Seems a full
Auntie
house.
Kelsey. And you see a very you see Daisy, and she looks tired, but still trying to be like excited.
Ah, Daisy. You're getting awfully big. You'll be taller than me in no time.
On the wagon.
Yes, you are. Here, have a piece of gold. She takes
Ooh.
like a coin out of her purse and hands it over.
So Rose kind of goes over and leans forward and says to Kelsey, so Daisy had asked if she could spend her hoard on those magic items I ordered. And you know that all the, like, her silver and copper are definitely not enough to pay for it, but Rose is kind of gives a wink, and it just looks like a blink because she has one eye.
Ah, how generous of her. Nonsense. She doesn't need to spend her hoard.
But I want to. And she kind of gives that
I
look like she doesn't want to.
We'll have to see what you have, though. We'll have to evaluate it.
Okay, just not the statues. And Nimue, you see, or Kelsey, you see, they took your statue from the spirit tap.
Huh. Now, this silver Jarlaxle statue seems awfully familiar.
It has Kelsey written on the bottom of
I
it.
wonder where it came from. Oh well. Otherwise, you've got a sizable hoard here that would easily trade for, what was.
And Rose steps up and she says, "Do you have the package with you?"
Of course. Kelsey takes out the package.
And Rose just opens it immediately, and inside are several little trinkets. All of them are identical. It is just a tiny a small rose with a dragon circling it. And she passes this out to each of her kids, adopted and Daisy, and says, "So these are special, and as long as you have these on you, you'll always know, and always be able to make your way back to your family."
Thanks.
Thank you. And,
Thank you very kindly.
Cool.
And Daisy starts chewing on hers, and Rose has to stop her from doing that. And she yawns again and stands and says, "Well, I think you've all done a good job today. Now, let's have some dinner." And that's where we'll call it.
Yay!
Pretty good.
Nobody horrifyingly died, which would have been very sad
That
because
would've
we were doing babysitting.
That would have been very impossible.
It was I did have the orphans coming to the street urchins coming to help, but you all just did away with it.
All right, well, hey guys, thanks for taking part in this one shot. It was fantastic, and appreciate everybody who stuck around to watch the whole show.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's always fun to
Big thanks to the wonderful Shay for putting this together for us.
Thank you, Shay.
Thank you.
Welcome. I do have an idea for follow where you all just play imagination. You'll have higher level characters, and it would be a dragon, a dungeon dragon treasure kind of deal. But it's basically Daisy, like this. It's going to be this big dragon, but Daisy's going to be making the voice for it.
Uh-huh.
It's basically Daisy running Dungeons and Dragons. It's play pretend.
Ah.
Alrighty. Well, we're gonna wrap up the stream now. Everybody say goodnight.
Good night.
Alright.
Toodaloo.
Night.